Francesca, the floor is yours.
Okay, great. Welcome everyone. My name is Francesca Mangano. I am a Master's in Social Work intern on the Crossroads for Hope team. I am joined by Kyle Jackham, our program coordinator and licensed social worker at Crossroads for Hope, who will be helping me behind the scenes, and most importantly, our two presenters today, Lucy Robinson, who is the dispensary manager, and Sean Walsh, the dispensary health coach at the Breakwater Treatment and Wellness Dispensary. We are happy to welcome you to the second session of our medical marijuana education series. The second session is in partnership with Breakwater Treatment and Wellness. To those of you who may not be familiar with our organization, Crossroads for Hope is an independent 501c3 nonprofit organization located in Bedminster, New Jersey. Our organization helps all those touched by cancer to move through a health crisis, to become more active and empowered by taking control of their health and well-being. Our network of support embraces all people touched by cancer, the diagnosed and their loved ones, providing access to resources and evidence-based programs of support, education, well-being, and hope, and also offered free of charge. We are committed to upholding the dignity of all people through respect for gender, identification, sexual orientation, race, ethnicity, and income differences. Our vision is to be a safe space to turn to first for restoring one's whole being and to improve the life of people with cancer and their families behind the diagnosis. During today's presentation, there will be a focus on the process of obtaining a New Jersey medical marijuana card, a breakdown of some of the products offered, and some detailed information of strains available and more. Feel free to just drop any questions or comments you have in the Q&A box or the chat box, and we will be sure to get to them at the end of the presentation. Thank you all for joining us today. Lucy and Sean, I will hand it off to you.
Hi.
Hello, how's everybody doing?
It's an honor to be here to, be able to speak with you and help normalize access to a dispensary. We have actually prepared a little PowerPoint presentation, so I'm going to share that with you all now. So I would like to just start by kind of giving you some history on Breakwater. And, we are actually one of the 6 original dispensaries in New Jersey. At the time, it was a requirement for all dispensaries to grow on. When you come visit us, it might smell really nice. That's because we are growing right here. And when we opened in 2015, we had a mission to bring the best quality cannabis to the medical marijuana community. And we strive to provide a safe and welcoming environment for our patients. And just to give you a little bit on the history of like the name and everything like that, a breakwater is a formation that protects the shore from the forces of the ocean. In the same way that a physical breakwater protects the shore, at Breakwater, our goal is to protect our patients by providing them with consistent, high quality products in a safe environment. Our motto, a safe harbor, represents our philosophy, and we hope you can feel it when you visit us here. By genuine people who really care about our products and our patients.
I need space, I think. Cool. So we're going to go over how to actually obtain your New Jersey medical marijuana card in a couple of brief steps here. So first, you will need a doctor to certify that you have one of the qualifying conditions and refer you to the New Jersey medical marijuana program. So only doctors that have registered themselves with the New Jersey Cannabis Regulatory Commission can certify you for use of medical cannabis. A full list of doctors can be found in the Department of Health website, or you can find it on our website on the Become a Patient tab. So After you are referred to the program by your doctor, you will apply to the program by uploading a few documents as well as identification. You will need to provide your proof of identity as well as any kind of government assistance you may receive. They will accept things, actually I'll go into that in a second, sorry. It takes typically between 1 and 2 weeks for your documents to be approved by the state. Once they are approved, you will receive an email from the CRC requesting payment for your medical card. The fee is typically $100, but they do offer discounted rates of about $20 if you qualify for Medicare, Medicaid, Family First, Social Security. Also, if you're a senior over 63 or if
65.
you're 65 or a minor under 18. Perfect. After you pay, you should receive your medical marijuana card in 7 to 10 business days. Once you have received your medical marijuana card in the mail, you're ready for your first trip to the dispensary. Some dispensaries do require appointments. Breakwater does not require any appointments for new or returning guests.
Mm-hmm. And keep in mind, the card is good for 2 years, so you will need to renew your card every 2 years, and it's that same fee as when you first signed up, either going to be $100 or $20 if you do qualify. So, keep in mind when you come visit us here at Breakwater, we do not require any appointments. We accept new and existing patients on a walk-in basis 7 days a week. We have 3 shopping experiences. We offer online ordering and express checkout for patients that are looking for a more expedited experience. We also have our regular dispensary floor. So if you want to come on in, see what we've got going on, we have our display cases and different glass and things that you can check out. You can also do that as well. We also offer phone consultations with our health coaches. These are available at no charge and are a really good way for patients to get a more long-form discussion compared to what we would normally offer in the dispensary. A really good opportunity for you to get individualized help and ask any questions that you have, and for us to really get you nice and prepared for your first visit. Do keep in mind we are cash only, but we do have 2 ATMs on site in case you need. And by law, only New Jersey medical marijuana card holders and their caregivers are allowed inside the dispensary. All patients under the age of 18 must have their registered caregiver present with them. And if you do require any assistance, we are more than happy to help. We have wheelchairs on site. We're really here to help patients with what they need.
And then due to the COVID-19 pandemic, we've instituted a few safety measures to keep our patients as well as our staff as safe as possible. As a dedicated healthcare facility, we are mandated to require masks for both patients as well as employees. Our employees all wear KN95 masks as well as gloves. We promote social distancing by only allowing a limited number of patients into the dispensary at one time. And we sanitize the dispensary regularly to help keep transmission rates low.
At Breakwater, we produce, manufacture, and dispense all of our own products in-house. Our grow facility has been custom crafted to create a precisely controlled environment for producing premium cannabis. We use state-of-the-art equipment in our laboratory that continues to evolve as we strive to provide a variety of top-quality manufactured products. Keep in mind, all new products go through extensive testing and research developed by expert teams to ensure the best quality products. I do also really want to stress that our bud tenders, we are not salespeople. We are not trying to upsell. We are really trying to help you, get the medicine that's going to help you with your symptom relief that you're looking for. We also offer everything that you need to use your medicine safely and comfortably. That means that we have, we have glass, we carry glass pipes that are all made in the US. We have high quality flavorless papers and premium vaporizers for dry herb and concentrates.
Perfect. And then we want you to be confident that you're picking the right medication for you and your individual symptoms. Because everyone can experience cannabis a little differently, we find the best way to provide a detailed description of our strains is via patient feedback. All of our feedback on the website is coming directly from patients just like you. We collect data regarding day and night, effects, symptom relief, and we're constantly updating our strain collection to reflect that new data. So for example, we recently changed one of our strains, Blue and Cream, from a day and night classification to a night only as we gathered more patient feedback. Um, if you look at our example here on the left, we have our Gelato 33 mixed with Headbanger strain. We have a little bit of a kind of general mood or a little bit of a general description of what it may make you feel like. So it's generally mood elevating and a little bit on the creative side as well. And it can be helpful for things such as pain, muscle tension, stress, inflammation, fatigue, and restlessness. Um, Now, this feedback is only from our patients, and it didn't come from Leafly, the breeders, or the growers, or anything like that. So we hope that'll help you feel confident knowing that you're picking the right medicine for you.
So at Breakwater, we have 4 product categories. We have our premium buds, which are expertly grown, hand trimmed, and packaged to be the most effective flower you've ever used. Keep in mind that when I'm talking about buds, we're really talking about a flower, and cannabis, like other flowers, like a rose or daisy, they can have different looks and they can have different smells. It's the same thing with cannabis. And the different strains can look differently, they can smell differently, they can produce different effects, which is really why we utilize patient feedback to understand how, it can likely make you feel. We also have our pre-filled cartridges and concentrated oil syringes. These are an effective, potent, and smooth-hitting vapable product and is among the purest on the market. Each concentrate is of single strain origin and doesn't have any additives or non-cannabis derived terpenes. Our MCT oil is a versatile infusion of cannabinoids and organic MCT oil. These oils can be used topically, orally, or sublingually, or for just the right kind of relief. Each MCT oil reflects properties of the strains it's made from, so you'll know what to expect. Then we have our lozenges, which are like a mint, and these are made using our high quality extraction process. We use sugar-free sweeteners and natural flavor extracts to pair a premium taste with clear, long-lasting effects. At 5 milligrams per lozenge, you can really decide 5 milligrams of THC per lozenge. You can really decide how much you want and how often you'd like to use them.
Okay, perfect. So smoking or vaporizing cannabis is going to be the quickest way to get the medicine into your system. For most people, effects can be felt in as little as 15 minutes, and they can stay active in your system for anywhere between 1 and 4 hours. Patients typically would use our premium buds for smoking, but if coughing is an issue, a water pipe or a dry herb vaporizer can be less harsh on the throat. So vaporization, what is that? That is a method of heating up the medication to the boiling point of the cannabinoids on the plant without actually combusting the material. Since there's no smoke and only vapors produced, it's considered a less harsh way of smoking. Patients might invest in a dry herb vaporizer to vaporize our premium buds or purchase one of our pre-filled cartridges for vaporization. Vaporizing is much more discreet than traditional smoking, as there's only vapor, there's a much less chance of smell or visible smoke being seen.
So our non-smokable products are a great option for patients who prefer not to smoke, can't smoke, or are looking for a more long-lasting effect. Our lozenges and MCT oils are our versions of an edible. So patients like to use edibles because they are discreet and easy forms of the medicine. Edible forms of cannabis can generally take anywhere between 30 minutes and 2 hours for you to feel the onset of effects, with effects typically lasting between 4 and 8 hours. Edibles can be taken either by ingestion or sublingually. We recommend trying both to see what works best for you. We do find that sublingual use will produce faster onset of effects due to the medication being absorbed through your bloodstream compared to eating the medicine, which has to go through your digestive system.
Perfect. And then that MCT oil Lucy was talking about can also be used topically. Topical options are best used for localized pain, such as muscle tension, inflammation, and cramping. Topical use is generally considered to be the least psychoactive way to use cannabis. A lot of our patients will use topical forms of cannabis to help with pain relief without any of the euphoric side effects. Just a bit of a note there, though, if you do use the oil on the thinner skin area of your body, like your temples, your eyelids, or your underarms, you may experience some of the psychoactive effects. Um, Patients can use our MCT oil topically right out of the bottle, most commonly used directly on the skin, but some patients may prefer to mix that with a plain lotion or a cream.
So you may have heard the terms indica and sativa before. And while some places still use these terms, we find them to be pretty vague and not always helpful in describing the effects. At their most basic, indica and sativa refer to the way the plant looks and grows: short versus tall, sparsy versus bushy, airy versus dense, and not so much the way the plant could make you feel. This is why we have made things a little simpler and clearer at Breakwater, and we have 3 different product categories to help that. So we have our daytime, which most patient feedback would say that these are more energetic, uplifting, mentally stimulating. Then we have our nighttime strains, which more feedback for those would be more relaxing, sleepy, or even sedating. And then we have our day and or night strains, and these could be used either, and they do vary from patient to patient.
So if you go on our website, breakwateratc.com, you'll notice that we have both a strain collection and a daily menu. Our strain collection is intended for offering information a patient may need about strains we currently grow or have available in a product. The information regarding effects and symptom relief comes from our most common patient feedback. This is not a menu of what currently is available for the day. To check what's available for the day, you would check our daily menu. The daily menu shows you what exactly is available for that day, and we will update that throughout the day if anything goes sold out or anything like that. We always recommend checking our menu before you come on down to the store, as some things can change. You may also notice on our daily menu that some items may be listed as limited. That doesn't mean that we're going to limit you into how much you can buy. It just means that we have a limited supply left, usually less than a week or so. So if you do see something that you like as listed as limited, we recommend to come down quickly to pick it up for yourself.
So one of the best things you can do to find success with your cannabis journey would be to have an open mind. Finding out what works best for you with cannabis can take a little trial and error before you find the right product and the right dosage. Each patient's cannabis regimen for relief can look differently from another. This is because cannabis can affect everyone a little differently, and everyone's dose will be individualized. We can't say based on your height and weight, this is how much you need, this is how often you need to use it, or this will be the best product for you, as everyone is different. So you will have to use some trial and error. You know, some patients even prefer higher THC strains for their relief, and some might prefer higher CBD strains. There is no right or wrong solution. It's only finding out what works best for you. And this is why we really utilize patient feedback to help guide our patients. Cannabis can be used as both a preventative medication and a recovery medication. So a preventative medication would generally be used before symptoms appear to help avoid or relieve them before they even are onset. We would typically recommend long-lasting options like our ingestible or sublingual products, as it can be difficult to anticipate symptoms. Recovery medication is used during an instance of breakthrough like pain or nausea for a quicker onset of effects and or relief. Generally, people like to use faster acting products like smoking or vaping while in an event due to the quick onset of effects. We even recommend making a journal for yourself. You can write down, how much you're using, when you're using it, what's your symptom relief at, and really try and find different patterns for what's working and what's not working.
So we find that many of our cancer patients look to use cannabis for pain management, nausea relief, appetite stimulation, relieving anxiety, insomnia, potentially fatigue as well. So there are 3 main cannabinoids that are found within cannabis. We'll just touch on those very briefly. The first one is THC. That's generally the main compound in most cannabis. It's also the main psychoactive compound, so it's responsible for that high feeling most people would feel. CBD is the second most common cannabinoid, and it's non-psychoactive. We're also going to be talking about CBG a little bit, which is another non-psychoactive chemical on the cannabis plant. These three cannabinoids are the most well-researched and the most prolific in the cannabis plant. Research is still ongoing though, and there's always new cannabinoids and new health benefits being discovered. Now, due to a phenomenon known as the entourage effect, these several different cannabinoid compounds work together to achieve an effect that's impossible for them to achieve on their own. So basically, they work best together.
We often see patients with cancer requesting strains that can be helpful for nausea. And we find that some patients look for faster acting medications, while others are looking for long lasting to help prevent nausea before it starts. Everyone is different and each strain is different. So you may find some needing to trial and error can really help find what works best for you. You may even find that you need multiple strains depending on the time of day. We also find a lot of patients look for an appetite stimulant. An appetite can be linked to physical symptoms such as nausea from chemo or even your emotional state. Stress, for example, can cause some patients to stress eat, while it can cause others to avoid eating altogether. For those reasons, we would like to emphasize that this medication can really be different for everyone, just like appetite can be different. You may need to play around with some variables to find out what works best for you. Some patients like to medicate before they eat, and some might prefer to medicate after to help build their appetite. Our patients also describe different types of pain relief that they are looking for. And, to find the right product will also depend on what type of pain. We get inflammation relief, neuropathic pain, muscle tension, headaches, all different kinds that could, steer you to different strain relief that could be helpful for you. Again, some patients might prefer a high THC strain, some might prefer a high CBD. There's no right or wrong answer, only finding out what works best for you.
Okay. So anxiety, insomnia, and fatigue can often be difficult to treat because they are so individualized, but also because they can be interconnected. So for example, it's common for a patient to experience fatigue if pain or stress is keeping them awake at night. Same with anxiety. Anxiety can be hard to treat because it can be caused by so many things: illness, family issues, work, bills, and so on. Because anxiety can be so varied and unpredictable, we generally hear feedback that people typically want fast acting options so that they can get fast relief from anxiety whenever it may arise. Insomnia and fatigue can kind of go hand in hand, but that's not always the case. It is pretty common for someone who is experiencing insomnia to also be fatigued, while there are others who are fatigued due to medical issues that no amount of rest can resolve. We carry products that can be both energizing to help you be productive during the day, and also products that could be sleepy or even sedative to help you get some sleep at night. You may even need to use something during the day to energize yourself, and then something else at night to be sleepy or sedative to get the best relief for yourself. There is no universal solution for everybody, so as always, we recommend trial and error.
Well, we just went over a whole lot of information, and this is why I love to talk again about our health coach consultations. This is done over phone or Zoom, and you may have others sit in with you as well, so that way, because we're not able to have visitors inside the dispensary, this really gives you that opportunity to have those with you to help ask any questions you may have in a more private, long form setting as well. So this is something that some patients really prefer to do before their first visit, really help prepare them for their first purchase, really so that they know what they're looking for. And then we get some patients that prefer to book a health coach after their first visit. So that way they already know what they purchased and they can ask questions specifically based on that. Whatever you would prefer, we are here to help. Feel free to call us or email us to schedule your health coach when you're ready. We've also included some frequently asked questions in our presentation, which you can always reference at a later date as well. We would love to open up the floor to questions from Francesca and see how we can help you all. things that I would like you to keep in mind is we are not able to make specific recommendations for our patients at this time, as you know, a health coach would be a better setting for that more individualized help. But we are here to help answer questions you have more generally.
Great, thank you so much, Lucy and Sean. That was awesome. So yes, let's just look into